Hi there, Leo. How are you? It's me, Anissa, from the Inner Stereo, and I'm back again doing your end of September 2018 readings. So this is going to be from the 20th of September until the 30th of September 2018. And as usual, it's going to be a relationship spread, and you can always apply it with any who. It could be with your friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, exes, crushes, anywho. I'm basically just going to pick up your relationship energy in general, okay? And please don't forget to check your sun, moon, or Venus sign, because I do realize that with my reading, I tend to resonate much more with my Venus rather than my sun sign. So you probably want to check that out too. All right, so what's your energy for the now, Leo? You have the Queen of Pentacles energy, you have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, and you also have the Ace of Swords. So I feel like you guys right now have like an epiphany, or there's like an idea that springs into your mind about what you truly want out of a relationship. I feel like right now, you're no longer in a mood to play. You just want to get down and serious. You just want to have like a long-term commitment in which you could really rely and depend on that person. I feel like in the now, because it's a queen energy, you guys are, although you're a male, but this is a very, very feminine energy. It's a very, very feminine energy, and by you doing so, you guys are kind of like detaching yourself or completely cutting cords to people who you think doesn't treat you the way that you guys deserve. The Queen of Pentacles is a woman. I mean, it's a pentacle, so it's an earthy, very, very earthy energy. It's not like you. I mean, you guys are the Queen of Wands, but it's fine, because the Queen of Pentacles is someone who actually knows that, this is what I want. Like, I want to find myself a King of Pentacles that I can rely on, that I can depend on, that doesn't play, that will never give into their impulsive nature of them, whether they want to that impulsive lust, or that impulsive anger, or that impulsive, basically anything that is impulsive, or even like an emotion manipulations. You don't want that anymore. You just want something that has a long-term goals, and both of you will work towards that goals, if that makes sense, okay? And by you having that idea, I feel like in the now you have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, meaning that you are no longer wanting to put effort into people who doesn't treat you the way that you deserve as the Queen of Pentacles. What's challenging you? You have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So you're dealing with someone. You're dealing with someone with the energy of coming and going. Remember when I said that the Queen of Pentacles doesn't want to deal with someone who gives it into that impulsive nature of them. This is exactly them. The Knight of Wands, I mean, if it were a preposition, it's like it comes and goes, but it has like this heroic attitude towards it. It's still a problem solver. But when it's in reverse, meaning that this person doesn't actually want to own up to their mistakes, doesn't want to own up to their responsibilities. They just want to do whatever they pleases because they're impulsive, or their instinct tell them to do so. It's a very, very different energy in a way that you guys are more mature than they are in the now. And the second challenge is also the Four of Pentacles. So it's either you're still clinging on to someone so dearly, or there is someone in this relationship who is being very, very stingy with their attention and with their affection. So they're very, very closing off their heart chakra. If you're dealing with someone with the Knight of Wands in reverse, and you know that they're non-committal, the reason why they're non-committal and they're not willing to be emotionally vulnerable towards you is because they're protecting their heart chakra. It's like their own defense mechanism, because they've been burned in the past, and now they're very, very wary when it comes to letting people into their heart, if that makes sense. Yeah, you're dealing with the High Priestess in reverse. I mean, this person is the High Priestess in reverse talks about someone whose moral compass got lost in a Bermuda Triangle. So it just goes around, it just spins around. Okay, this person is in a phase in their life where they're exploring their sexualities, where they're still exploring their options. Not the type of person who could sit back and relax and try to see things in a black and white position, like which one I'm not supposed to be doing and which one that I'm supposed to be doing. They're not in that phase. I'm not saying that they're a bad person, but they were not in that phase, and this is in the past. Okay. Why is that so? Because they're getting over a period of a heartbreak. So if it's like a new person, they were getting over a period of a heartbreak. If this is someone that you had a long-term commitment with, the reason why they were exploring things is because they were trying to get over the hurt that was caused by you. And yeah, and they have the Two of Pentacles in reverse too. So they're still in a phase in their life where they still want to figure things out. Usually people who do this, especially with the Two of Pentacles in here, usually the people who do this though is someone who wants to fill a void because they feel so empty inside, and they try to do things in a different way so that it makes them fulfilled, if that makes sense. But I feel like you guys, even in the past, you guys already felt that your emotional intensity towards them has already decreases day by day. Why? Because you feel like this person is not like an ideal relationship for you that you had in mind in the past is a relationship where you can be best friend and then you can be lovers at the same time. You want a supportive partner that could be like your partner in crimes that will stick with you through and through hell and back and everything like that, right? And you're starting to realize that this person is not like that because you couldn't really rely on them when it comes to loyalty. Meaning that if you kill someone, this person is not going to bury the body together with you, and that's not what you want, That's not what you wanted, and you felt like your ego has been bruised in here too with them kind of like exploring all of those things. You try to instill a little bit of a moral, but I'm not saying that they don't have morals, but they're exploring things, they're exploring things. And it hurts your ego. Three of Cups in reverse also talks about triangulations. That is going on, and it hurts your ego as well. Do they feel sorry for that? I mean, in the past, they weren't quite because they're in the middle of exploration, again, as I said. Okay, so you could potentially be dealing with two people, though. There is one person here whose your emotional intensity is so strong, but the problem is this person is not giving you any time of the day. They are closing off the heart chakra. They're not really interested in it because they did something bad and mistakes of the past that they cannot get over. It's also someone who kind of like to lick their wounds a lot and takes quite some time licking their wounds. And also things in their life has not been going like really great. That's why they want to focus on that first. They have this idea that if I were to entertain or if I were to be dealing with Leo, it's going to add like more problems into my life. So I better get my stuff sorted out first before I even go into a relationship, or even if I even go to dating life again. Okay, so that's what they're thinking. However, you do have like this really beautiful offer on the table with this Page of Cups in here. The Page of Cups in a traditional Rider-Waite tarot is a very genuine, selfless act of giving love. It's the first fish that this person caught, and he's willing to give it to you. So this is a very good one, especially this particular deck of mine. The Page of Cups in this deck, it has like a lot of unfuckwithable attitude, meaning that they're so emotionally secure. What is this Eight of Swords here for? Yeah, they're so emotionally secure with themselves, and it's very genuine. Like they do know that pursuing a relationship with you, being in a relationship with you is never going to be all the time like cherries, rainbows, unicorns, fairy tales and stuff like that. They know that there's going to be like a bad times ahead, but they don't care because they're standing bravely in there. You, on the other hand, I feel like because you've been burned to the T by a person who was exploring, as I said, you're starting to have like a lot of trust issues with this Eight of Swords and Page of Swords as a clarifier. The Page of Swords in this particular deck of mine is the orphan of the deck, meaning that because you felt kind of like a little bit abandoned and you felt hurt in the past. So every time people would want to give you a certain act of love, you became skeptic, like, this is too good to be true. Like, what the hell is this person doing? Like, does this person has any hidden agenda? Is this person real? Try not to look at someone in a lens that you were seeing your ex or your past person or whoever who has betrayed you in the past, okay? Because it's not fair. It's not fair. We're fire signs. We're usually optimistic, right? But sometimes when we get hurt, it's very hard for us to kind of like give that optimistic vibe again, right? But I feel like, especially in the now, but we'll see the future card though. But in the now though, with this Page of Cups, act of very, very selfless and giving and genuine. Don't be too skeptic towards it, okay? You're using way too much of your cerebral. You're using way too much of your thinking. But if you're dealing with one person, this person is, wait a second. The thing is that if you're dealing with one person, you have the right to be skeptic. Okay, so if you're dealing with two-person, you don't be skeptic towards the person who seems very genuine, because they're really genuine. Okay, but if you're dealing with only one person, you have every right to be skeptic, because what they're showing in front of you with how they feel behind you is different. Meaning that, people don't like losing a fan, especially when you guys are already a comfort zone for them, a place to vent, and they always know how great you are and how understanding you guys are, and they're always returning back to you. But deep down inside, actually, they actually have the Four of Cups in here, meaning that they're not really emotionally available, but they're presenting themselves, or they're projecting themselves to be emotionally available, to be someone who is so genuine and pure like that. And I feel like that's the reason why you guys are being mentally entrapped right now. You guys are kind of like confused, like what the hell is going on? Because although they show you one thing, but you know that deep down inside, your intuition is telling you the other way around. Okay. Oh, lovely choices. What's the Six of Cups in a reverse? I feel like this person owes you like a lot of closure. The person who hurt you a lot. You're gonna be dealing with options. I feel like this one kind of like is almost the same with the reading that I've done for you like last week, and it makes sense because I just done it last week. But anyway, yeah, it's almost the same. But here you have the Six of Cups in reverse. I feel like you guys are kind of like, that the human brain sometimes will find excuses to tolerate a certain behavior or a certain type of feeling that you're feeling inside. And although I am a big believer in twin flame and karmic relations and soulmate relation, but I feel like the twin flame phrase has been overused a lot. And I feel like with this particular person that has hurt you in the past, but you cannot ever, decrease your love or emotional intensity towards them, you're starting to have this belief that it's a very, very karmic thing with them, or they're your twin flame or everything like that. If that is the case, then I would suggest you to read a book. I forget what is the author, but the title would be Why Do We Fall in Love with People Who Hurt Us? And that thing is so good. Why? Because it kind of like gives you a really, really great comparison. No, actually, it's like give like a great understanding of why that how similar it is a twin flame relationship, like the spiritual guru would say, twin flame relationship versus a codependent and narcissistic relationship. Okay, so if that's the case, you need to do so, because I feel like there's going to be like a lot of circumstances in the future that is going to meet you guys with the person who had hurt you in the past, the person who I said is not in their moral ground. Right? It could be you bumped at them into the grocery stores, or they just need something from you, or you need something from them, or they just will be finding excuses and talking to you and stuff like that, right? And you guys are going to get all hot and bothered at it again with this Queen of Wands, because this person, I feel like this person makes you feel like so good. This person has managed and has the power to breathe like a lot of confidence in you, you know, and when they, but that's the thing, see, when someone already know how good they are to you and what you depend on them so much, then sometimes they pull back as a form of punishment, as a form of punishment. Okay, so if you're dealing with two people, though, the new person is actually going to be staying around anyway, so you will be having like two options, whether you want to go back to your past or whether you want to stay with someone who is very genuine towards you. You know, this person has a Knight of Swords in reverse. Again, they're kind of like giving in. Knight of Swords in reverse is some sort of like a panic mode when they think something about you and they're like a panic mode, so they're kind of like charging back at you. Sometimes it's also a very, very harsh energy, so they could be kind of like picking a fight at you just to get attention out of you, if that makes sense. So yeah, you're going to have like multiple options on the table. The one that is much more promising is actually the one who is very genuine towards you. But I think like in the now, because your emotional intensity is still, you guys are still hung up over someone who is not giving you any time of the day. That's why you cannot get emotionally available towards someone who is actually very genuine towards you, Leo. All right, so I think that's it for my reading for you guys. I kind of like promised myself I'm just going to make it into a 10 minutes reading because I'm going to upload next month reading next week. But anyway, yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed my reading. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.